what? You're watching this video? Fine. Yeah, okay. I was just about to have a look at Reddit, what traitor theories are out there for last episodes, but sure, you can do it too. Go on then. Fine. Alexander will win theory. Alexander's most intelligent, both in traditional sense as well as greater emotional intelligence. He's clocked Mina, but where she wouldn't be voted out and therefore kept quiet. Realised Charlotte has suspicions of Mina, but kept quiet and brought forward. Clever enough to notice. Be interested to see how he plays the next few episodes with suspected twists. This is an interesting one. I'm fingers crossed. Fozia and Alexander, I think, had a really tough time coming into the game really late. I wanted Mina or Alexander to win. If Alexander can win, even better. I think he's great. I love him. He's just great. I don't think he's going to win. I don't think it's really possible for him to win. He's seen as not quite trusted enough by the other faithful, and obviously Mina doesn't trust him because why should she? She knows that he's a faithful. I think he will be banished before we enter the end game because he is a threat. And I think that Charlotte and Mina are aware of that. I think the only caveat to that is Charlotte has the hots for Alexander, as do I. He's very attractive. But that could come back. That could be part of the play. So maybe Alexander win. I'm not sold on it. Let's see what other people think. They seem obsessed with one traitor being in a deathmatch. Yeah, they're definitely too clocked into that. I assumed that the opposite was going to be true. I assumed they were going to explain what the game was and work out, wait, why would a traitor put themselves in this? Seems like a game of chance. But they haven't done that. Whether that's because they saw past the fact that actually realistically it's not a game of chance for the traitor, or they just haven't worked that out. They're not going down that route, so they're pretty sure that someone there must have been. Al was killed. Leon was voted out as a faithful. Fozia lost the game. That leaves Alexander. Alexander was late in the game anyway, so him or Fozia had to be a traitor. Alexander's a traitor. He's not, obviously, but that I understand the logic they're running on. It just relies on too many assumptions, which is a problem with the game. That's a problem. Self-preservation will be the priority. Yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't it be? Absolutely. The priority will be, how do I survive? How can I get through to the final? Because if you're not in the final, you can't win. And that, I think, is probably one of the other fundamental issues with this game, is you need to get to the end to win, so therefore there's no incentive to play well, except to get to the end. Playing well is getting to the end, not getting traitors out. Traitors need to do more, because, it's actually very compelling TV when the traitors have to do stuff in plain sight, even if it's not, even if it's a little bit confected. It's actually really good TV, and it's really interesting, and it ups the stakes. It's not just as simple as, oh, well, we go to the tower after everyone's gone and we say, yeah, you're dead now. No, it's they have to do stuff. And I think the first episode had a really good amendment to the challenge where the traitors realistically didn't want everyone to win a shield. And that's fine. That's good. That is actually good. I think that having mini games, so they've suggested here they have to find a sword necklace. They've got an additional task. Backfire on the faithful, so they don't know what the traitor tasks are. So look at anything could be suspicious and could be completely wrong. Anna with Mina's drink, that made sense. That was actually a sensible suggestion. They were right, but not correctly right. But that's actually a really good game mechanic where you introduce something which means that the faithful have something to go on. They don't know exactly what they're going for, but they've got something. I think that is how the next season of The Traitors needs to be built on. Is give nuggets, give something. It can be completely meaningless, but give the players something. Practical consideration. Let's see, what's wrong with my ideas? Probably nothing. Definitely nothing. This is obviously wrong. If they say anything that disagrees with me here, they're wrong. This person. If you're setting up a scenario where traitors have to do something within the context of other things, there's a question, how does it get covered by the camera crew? If shoot enough, the audience can follow what's happening, but doing so in a way that doesn't alert other players who are somewhat attuned to what the crew is doing around them. This is a fair question. That's a really fair question. I think part of that is the controlled environment piece. The way that the writing on the painting worked really well is because they've got the cameras in those places anyway. They've got static cameras that can rotate and move where required without there being too much notice. I think they are the crucial bit of this. I think you have to do it in a controlled environment. And that's something you have to control for. Has the effect of making challenges actually matter to the gameplay apart from just generating money? And that, I think that's where the game itself falls apart a little bit, is we've got kind of very two distinct elements. One where you're getting money for the game, and the other where you're playing the game itself. And having those two distinct bits means that actually I don't care about this game part of the game. You know, where you're earning the money, I don't give a shit. I don't care. I simply don't care. And why would anyone? You know, the games are interesting, but they're not that interesting. There's some psychological element to some of them. The boat game, I think, was fascinating. But in terms of the actual game itself, okay, everyone wants to win as much money as possible. Everyone wants to get shields. And yeah, the traitors want to vaguely limit shields a bit, but not that much. You know, it doesn't matter that much. If everyone gets a shield, they can't murder. Sure, that's a loss. Anything more than that, it's fine. Well, it doesn't matter, does it? Mission ideas for home traitors now. I think so. This is cool. I really want to do this as well. I think doing a kind of make it yourself traitors is a really interesting concept, and one that I would love to do, partly because I want to test my own ability to be able to spot a traitor. No one suggested anything really good, sadly, but I think this is really cool, and that's something I'd like to explore doing, and I think it'll make really good content as well. So if you want to be involved in a kind of traitors DIY, let me know. I want to do that. At the end, deep down, the faithful know if there's a traitor left. They just can't bring themselves to face it and admit they've been fooled. Yeah, I think this is the challenge of being the faithful, though, is you know deep down that you've probably been lied to. Someone has to your face gone, I am 100% faithful. And you know one of those people lied. That's massive to try and see who it was that actually lied to them. I don't know. I think that that's one of the biggest challenges is you probably do know someone's lied to you, but you can't just keep voting people off ad nauseum right at the end. You get down to the final two, and either one of you is a traitor or one of you isn't, and there's no real way of knowing. So you've got to assume that maybe your trusting is fine. And I think people are scared of that this season because of Molly last season, where she so trusted Harry. And actually it was misplaced. And people don't want to go in that hole again. But also, if it's just mistrust, then there's the faithful is pointless. So you need to trust someone, and you need to trust something. And that's where I think the 100% faithful thing is really challenging for Mina, because no one is 100% on her. What actual evidence is there for Mina? Mina has gone under the radar. She has voted for the banishment of traitors where needed, but she hasn't really led the charge on them. There's not many people left, is probably the single reason that Mina will go out. Charlotte is pointing the finger, that she's acting a bit strange, that she's a bit more confident. No one brings it to the round table because there's no evidence, but it's also not just no evidence. It's no real reason. It's just a sense. And until it's Joe or Leanne bringing that sense, there's nothing. Let me know what your theories are down in the comments. I want to see if you're as smart as I am. You will be. Make sure you have hit the subscribe button before you leave though, and comment what your theory is at the moment about who's going to win. And I'll see you in the next time. Bye.